What's happening, crypto traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news and interviews. Happy Friday. Once again, my second video today. It's January 17th. This is a follow-up video to my very last one. And this one, we're going to be discussing, are we already in alt season? I'm getting a lot of questions about that. There's been, it's very subjective, right? A lot of people are saying we're already in alt season. Some are saying it hasn't started yet. I'll give my thoughts and opinions. I'm in the camp of thinking that it hasn't fully started yet. Like, again, it's very subjective. We have to define what is alt season. Alt season is typically when, coins with bad fundamentals, it doesn't matter. You can just throw a dart and everything you win, right? Everything go up, right? Number go up. I don't think we're there yet. I think there's signs that we have alt season, that we're already in it. I think potentially we've already seen the early stages. I think we're in the early stages. And then we're going to see full-blown alt season where everything, like I said, it doesn't matter which coin you pick, pretty much just everything go up and everybody's going to be like thinking they're a genius, right? But we know that the hardest part is it's easy to make money. The hardest part is to keep it and to have a plan and exit and take profit and make sure you don't leave money on the table and you don't want to sit through these 70 plus, maybe even 80 to 90% corrections and bear markets. So I'll give my thoughts and opinions on this. Before we do, make sure to smash the like. It helps support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell. You'll be notified on any future content. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can also follow us over on X. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So this is a video that I just posted. When will alt season end, and what can we watch in terms of clues to give us a signal of this? And I didn't mention it in this video. Did alt season even start yet? And again, I think it's better off in its own video. That's why I wanted to do this video, specific video. It'll probably go long. And again, everybody's going to tell you something different. So it's very subjective. Take everything with a grain of salt. This is just my own thoughts and opinions. I do think we're in the early stages. We haven't seen the thick of it yet. And I'll give my reasons for that. But I do think that Bitcoin's probably going to top out. I think it should see another new all-time high and a final blow-off top moment. I think 120 to 140K is very doable in the most likely scenario. And we should see that happen relatively soon, in my opinion. I think it could happen over the next couple of weeks. And then we should see alts go absolutely bananas once it starts to pull back. Money will rotate out of Bitcoin into alts, and we're going to see alts, full-blown alt season. I think we're in the early stages now. I think alt season started around the election, right? The US elections. And then with like the official confirmation being in December. And the reason why I think that is because if we take a look at total 3, which is the total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and apologies, I have to have my phone on in the background. I have a guest checking into my Airbnb any minute now, so I do have to keep that on. But yeah, the reason why I'm using this is because Bitcoin and Ethereum are basically not even an altcoin anymore. Like an alternative coin, an altcoin is a coin that, is a very low market cap, isn't very popular. I would put, Ethereum in the same bucket as Bitcoin now, not like it was back in 2021 and 2017, right? So I do think that, the best thing that we can look at is total 3, because that's really, in my opinion, the alts that we need to focus on, because those are the ones with the smaller market cap. Look at Ethereum, right? It's got a huge market cap. And then Bitcoin, I think it's like 400 billion, so half a trillion, and Bitcoin sitting at around 2 trillion. So I would say it's in the same camp as Bitcoin. So I want to look at total 3. And what I want to look for is a brand new price discovery moment. And that would have been last month. In December of 2024, we broke the previous all-time high of November 2021. That was 1.13 trillion. So last month we hit 1.16 trillion. We broke above resistance and we broke into new all-time highs on total 3, new price discovery. But it's an inside bar this month, and just to pull back, I think, a bear trap and that final shakeout before we see, you never just, break cleanly through resistance, right? Generally it's resistance, major resistance for a reason, and then you collect yourself and then bulls go up the stairs after that. But as of right now, we're just collecting our breath here, and we're gaining momentum, and we're back over a trillion, and we very well could break above 1.16 trillion here this month, and again continue alt season and see the full blown alt season and the true thick of the phase, I guess you could say, right? So again, very subjective, but I would say if we look, I would say last month was when it started. So we had this cup and handle breakout. Some would say, maybe it started when the inverse head and shoulders formed here on total 3, and we had that rounded bottom, which gave us our cup. And then we confirmed the monthly uptrend, and we would have confirmed that monthly uptrend in the month of December 2023. So some could say alt season started there. Solana also went from like what I think it was like $8 all the way up to a couple $100. So there's been some outliers, but full on alt season is when everything's going off, right? There might be a couple of outliers that aren't going to new all-time highs. There's like 2 million cryptos according to Coin Market Cap, but I'm just looking at like the top 10, top 20, when everything's busting to new all-time highs. That's full-blown alt season in my opinion. And like I said, just throw a dart, doesn't matter. Meme coin, fart coin, whatever it is, bonk, binky bonk, whatever it is, right? They're all hitting all-time highs and price discovery. That's generally when, 80 to 90% of the market, the crypto space, is hitting new all-time highs. That's what's full-blown alt season. That's what it's referred to, right? So again, some could say it started here. Some could say it started when we broke the previous all-time high. That's what I'm in that camp, right? I think alt season started in right after the elections at the end of November in the US, and then in December when we broke to a new higher high here on total 3. And then I think we're gearing up for the thick of it here. And we're going into that mania phase, euphoria phase. And I think it started last month. And typically, and I mentioned it in this video as well, I highly encourage you to check this out if you haven't seen it. When will it end? I give my thoughts and opinions. Spoiler alert, it's sometime around March or April, but check that out for my reasons why. But on this subject, did we already start it? I think it started last month. I mentioned this in this video that it's typically alt seasons last anywhere from about 30 to 90 days, right? If we take a look at, 2021, it happened rather quickly where, we sold off very, very quickly. And a lot of it had to do with Saturday Night Live and Doge on there, Elon Musk pumping it, and Tesla and all that stuff. So, yeah, it happened pretty quickly there. But this is how everything happens, right? Alt season generally only lasts a very brief period, and then the pullback happens very quick as well. So that's why you can't be making decisions on the fly, and you have to be ready and not just making decisions based off emotion or heat of the moment, right? So like I said, typically around 30 to 90 days is what it takes. I think it's going to be somewhere around that 60 to 90 days, maybe even longer than 90 days, because of the fact that we have a new administration. This is the first ever pro crypto president, right, in the US. Pro, there's so many pro, like not just that, but Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency. You got Elon Musk loving crypto, and Vivek, and all these others that are in Trump's inner circle. And then you also have the new SEC chair coming in, which is pro Paul Atkins, pro crypto. And yeah, what else? You have pro Congress, right? 60% of Congress are pro crypto. So you have a majority in favor of it. And you're probably going to see legislation coming in the US, the most important. So just like in the early days when the internet, had its regulation, once we had like clear rules of the road, then we had the dot-com boom, right? And then that gave regulations, gave clarity to the market. And same thing right now, there's been this enforcement actions and all this regulation by enforcement, no clear rules of the road, but we're very close to seeing that happen. And once we do, that's when the market's going to absolutely ignite, right? And that's why I think it could last on the longer side this time around. I think it's probably going to last somewhere around 90 days, maybe a little bit more than that. So if we go 90 days out from December, end of November, well, that puts us somewhere around March, right? March, April. So again, I think that makes a lot of sense. And then I also mentioned in the previous video here as well that XRP is probably going to be the coin that leads all alts this season, right? So total 2 was everything excluding Bitcoin, and that was Ethereum leading it in 2021 and also in 2017, 2018. I think now Ethereum is in the same camp as Bitcoin, and now we're going to be looking at total 3, and total 3 is going to be driven by XRP. And then eventually XRP will become like an Ethereum and a Bitcoin, and then in the next alt season, we'll be looking at something else, right? Who knows what it would be at that point. But I think XRP is going to be the best performer, in this alt season, and it's going to be the one driving everything. And again, if we take a look at the boom and bust cycles of Bitcoin's price index, which are the blue bars overlaid here, and fractal, you can see the boom and bust cycles are very similar from Bitcoin's inception to XRP's inception. And it's saying just on these boom and bust cycles that we could expect a top somewhere around $16, $14 to $16 on XRP. And it's also saying around March 2025. So again, it's very, very likely, I think, that March is going to be the top on alt season. And I do think we started it. I think we're in the early stages of alt season. I think it started, like I said, right after the elections, pretty much as soon as they ended. when the market got clarity that Trump was going to be coming in this new pro administration. They also won the House and the Senate, just a clear landslide. And yeah, that's when it started. And then last month when we broke into a new high for total 3 in price discovery. But let me know if you agree with me, disagree with me. Always love hearing from you. Love difference of opinions and thoughtful discourse. So drop a comment. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. We'll continue the conversation in the comment section below. Once again, happy Friday. Hope you have a great weekend ahead. It's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth, and we'll see you again on the next video.